This is the very best business decision that you can make in 2023. I am always shocked by the amount of business owners, which is basically everybody, who has absolutely no understanding of buyer psychology or sales psychology at all. People are really out here just completely winging it with their content, throwing educational tips and tricks videos out into the abyss and really thinking that someone's going to buy something from them. When you have an understanding of these principles, you're actually able to apply it strategically, and you're not just guessing when it comes to your content. You know exactly what the process is that people come through before they can actually buy from you, what's happening in their head and what they need to hear from you, as well as what different types of content are going to target different types of people. There are two key elements of sales psychology that I employ in almost all of my marketing. The first is very, very powerful, and it's something that you might have heard but maybe don't fully understand how to tap into, and it's the bandwagon effect. Now, we know that humans want to do what other people are doing, right? We're very mob-oriented people, and no one wants to be the first one to do anything. Think about being at a family event. Nobody wants to be the first one to go up and get a plate to get food, right? It's the same thing with making a purchase or making a decision. Nobody wants to be the first one to make that decision. So if you can showcase how other people are making that decision, how it's affecting them, what's going on behind the scenes of your business, you're able to really, really powerfully leverage the bandwagon effect. Now, one of the ways that we do this all the time in our business is through transparency content on my Instagram story. Now, a couple specific examples and live examples of this that you can see are when I post screenshots of all the applications that we've gotten, or screenshots of inquiries coming into my DMs. That is something where we're really able to leverage the bandwagon effect and really create hype around the demand for the programs. And ultimately what you're doing is you're creating FOMO in the people that are watching. People don't want to miss out. People don't want to be left out. And so you're able to take people that were kind of on the edge, people that have been watching and waiting but weren't sure if they wanted to sign up, and you're able to push them over the edge because they don't want to be left out. They want to get the things that everyone else is getting. Another really powerful way you can do this is actually showcasing when people are joining your offers. You can show contracts coming through, payments being made, all of those things attached to the context of there's so much demand for this offer. Now, the second principle of sales psychology that I leverage all the time is the feel-good factor. Now, there's a bunch of different names for this and terminology, but that's what we're going to stick to in this video. So to give a short synopsis of this, essentially what you are wanting to do is create a dopamine release in the people that are watching your content, and that is what makes them feel good. That's the feel good factor. And so a really, really powerful way you can do this is by creating problem-aware content that's super, super targeted to people's current reality and what they're currently going through. I always like to use the example of being sick, right? If you have a cough and a sore throat, that is your symptom, and that's all you're aware of. You don't know if you have the flu, you don't know if you have strep, you just know that you have a cough and a sore throat. So then if you go to the doctor, you get that diagnosis. You get, hey, this is what's actually going on with you, and this is what you can do to solve it. Here's a medication, here's an antibiotic, here's another solve that you can have for this problem that you have. So you're actually diagnosing. Now, you're able to do the same thing on a very simple level in your content. So if all of your clients, for example, for me, often my clients are struggling to make sales, right? They're not getting enough inquiries. They're not seeing the revenue that they want to make. That's what they're aware of. That's the symptom that they're experiencing, but they don't know what the actual diagnosis is. So by creating that aha moment for them in my content where I connect, hey, this is what you're going through, to this is what the actual problem is, this is what you can do to solve it, you're creating a dopamine release. People get really excited when their brain starts firing and they make connections and they understand what they need to do to move forward. You're creating a dopamine release in your audience, which is the feel-good factor, which is incredibly powerful. There are so many other elements of sales psychology that you can leverage, but it really requires a deeper understanding of the four types of buyers so that you can use those very strategically and tastefully with the right people, so you're able to communicate in a way that each buyer needs to be communicated with to actually facilitate that sale. If you're interested in more details about those four buyer types or how to actually tap into those principles of psychology really strategically in your content, so you don't feel like you're guessing when you're creating content anymore and trying to figure out what's going to actually create sales for you. This is something that we unpack in great detail in the $1 Million Content Academy. If you're interested in applying, go down to the link in the description below or visit our website, laneymedia.org, and you can read all about us, our offers, and ultimately decide what offer would be most supportive for you.